Evening, everybody. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 22nd. This is your closing comment. It is video number 1075. Okay, we started the day with a bunch of economic news. The GDP number, which was expected at 2.1, came in at 2.3, which is okay. Consumer confidence was higher. Existing home sales was a disappointment. And on a year-over-year basis, it was actually down. Tomorrow, though, we have new home sales, so we'll see how that looks. Tech stocks were the big gainers. The worst performing one was Amazon, which was up 12, and that represented a 0.4% gain, while most of the others were substantially higher. Facebook, Meta, was also down, as was Alibaba and Baidu. Again, I don't follow um, I don't follow those Chinese stocks anymore because I think there's too much governmental risk. And just as an aside, since I stopped following it for that reason, Alibaba's been cut in half. Okay, so Elon Musk says he's finished. I mentioned that this morning. This morning, when we talked, the stock was up about $30, 35 bucks. Managed to close at 1,008.87, and it was up 70 bucks. So it doubled during the day. Another interesting one was CarMax, which beat. This morning when we talked, it was 144, and it was up 7.5. Not so much towards the middle and the end of the day when it collapsed all the way back down to close 127.87, down $9. So instead of being up 4.5%, it was down 6.7%. Pfizer got the FDA approval for emergency use for their viral pill, and that stock closed 59.55, up 60 cents, or 1%. Moderna, on the other hand, has gone the other way. We talked about this last week, that I thought it looked weak and that it acted poorly. On Monday, it hit a high of 321, but also, like the CarMax, collapsed during the day and closed 276. On Tuesday, it was down another $8, and today it closed 252, down 16.14, or another 6%. But that brings the total for the week, not from the high, but from Friday's close, to down 23%, which is pretty extreme. Okay, tomorrow, ahead of the holiday, they're going to jam pack us with news. We have personal income, personal spending, normal Thursday claims, both initial and continuing, durable goods, ex food and energy, new home sales, as I mentioned, and the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. I'm sure you know by now the Dow was up 261. It was up a little over 300, so it held pretty well, up 0.75%. Advanced declines there were 3-1, not as strong as yesterday, but strong. The NASDAQ was up 180, 1.18, and advanced declines there were 3-2, so 1.5 to 1 to the upside. The volume, on the other hand, though, slipped from 4.4 billion to 3.9 billion, which is substantial. And basically, I write that off as I mentioned this morning. People start to disappear early for the long weekend. S&P up 47.33, a little over 1%. The Russell was up just under $19, 8.86%, and no percent on the Dow Jones Transports. It was down $1.41. The VIX came in a bit, 1863, down 238, which is surprising because yesterday it was only down half that much. and the market was up twice as much. So they're building some complacency back in. I guess everybody is kind of keyed on the quote Santa Claus rally, and we'll see what happens. Okay, chart on the screen is the corn, and there's a new video on the corn. I put it on our Discord, I put it out through WhatsApp, and I will include it on the front page of tonight's daily note in case you missed it. But it's pretty clear. We closed at the new recovery high yesterday, and today we followed it through. It got up as high as 606 3/4, closed 602 1/2, up 4.125 cents per bushel, or just under 1%. I'm actually glad that this is not running away, because while I want to see it higher, I'd like to see it higher in an orderly manner. We really don't need this kind of breakout where we get a one-day move of 14 cents a bushel, and a little over a week later, we have come down from 594 all the way to 530. So I'm hoping for just a steady build, just like we've had up until now in this. Nice slow rallies, reversals back to the point to breakout, rally to a new high, reversal back to the point to breakout, rally to new highs, and the perfect place for it to come back and test would be $6, but I'd like to see it at 620 or 625 first. Oil was up on the day, got as high as 73.16, which, by the way, we talked about this morning in this morning's opening comment. These things are now reopening again, and we're 73 and change. I told you that we would have trouble here at the high. We got right under it, but in fact closed right there. Next area of resistance is about $2 higher at 75 and change, if in fact we move through and pull back. This 200-day moving average, I mean, it really is like the revergence to the mean seems to be to about this $70 area. And if you go back a bit and really look at where we've been, $70 is a pretty interesting place for us to go to each time in either direction. The gold was up a bit today, up 13 and a half. It too closed pretty close to the high and is up another $2.80 right now. The high today was 1806, and that we definitely have discussed as a problem area. Over 18 until we get a close over 1810 or so, hopefully tomorrow ahead of the long weekend, because not much good happens over 3 and 4 day weekends, but sometimes some pretty bad things happen, and this is set up to rally back to the 1840 area. It would be nice to see it. So today, let's see, today we were up 13 and a half. That's about 0.6%. And tonight we're up, a minor amount. I just want to see what the silver did on a relative basis. It was up about 30 cents, which is 1.5%. And it's up 0.06% now. But you can see, I like to bring this in a little so you can see this is an entirely different looking chart than the gold. It didn't have the kind of decline that we had. We have this double bottom here from the end of September to basically the middle of last week. And we have plenty of resistance here from 23 up, but a close above, let's call it 23.15, would definitely help. We have the cross of the 5 through the 20-day moving average. We have the MACD acting the way that it should and has been for the last 5 days. Wouldn't surprise me to see the silver get into the $23 to $24 level before it's a problem. Bitcoin was up 360, had a 1,000-point range, which is that's 2%, which is nothing in Bitcoin. Ethereum, the same thing. It was down all day. I think it finished up $50. Pardon me. I think it finished up $1.50. The dollar was down 96.06, down 43 cents. Bonds were up about 5/8 of a point, so rates lower. And as I said, the corn was 602.5, up 4.25. So be ready for a lackadaisical day tomorrow after the open, and all of that information, all of those economic numbers that will come out between 8:30 and 10 a.m. And then it's pretty much, sleep in front of your machine. It should be like watching grass grow. But I'll be back anyway. There will be a pre-opening comment tomorrow. There will be no closing comment, I don't think, and there definitely won't be a daily note since there's no market on Friday. Have a good evening. Be careful out there and keep those position sizes appropriate.